Today, we're going to be designing 3D wallpapers in Blender again. A few weeks ago, I did this set of wallpapers in Blender and you all seem to really like them. So I thought I'd bring this back as a series and design a couple more. Something I really liked about the previous wallpapers was that they just kind of brought my phone to life. I liked the little characters I developed and I really want to be developing those characters a little bit further. So today I'm going to be doing two wallpapers. One of them is going to be a space scene. You know how much I love doing space. I'm going to be doing a space scene and then I'm also going to be doing a chicken scene. So let me get my sketch out so that we can actually see what I'm talking about.
I'll just move to the side.
So first up we have this space scene. I love doing space. I've done this astronaut before, I think 2 times now. And I'm in love with him. He is so cute. So I want to bring him back and I want him to be having a bath in space, like in his little spaceship. And I'm wanting the little chicken and the little frog from previous videos to make an appearance in this little bath as well. He's obviously going to be in his spacesuit as he's bathing because that's how astronauts bathe in space. I don't know. That's just the idea. And the background is going to be like a space scene as well. So it looks like he's floating through space. And I'm also going to be doing bubbles. And I didn't realize until I had all this idea like down that bubbles is one of the hardest things to do in Blender. So hopefully I can do that. I am worried about that, but stick around to the end to see if I can actually do the bubbles because it's not going to be a bubble bath in space without the bubbles. Yeah, that's the idea for this one. I think it's really cute and I'm really excited to kind of bring my characters together. So for the second one, it's going to be a chicken scene. It's going to be a chicken staying in like a cabin in the mountains holding a hot chocolate, and then he's going to have like a little baby chicken next to him. In the background, I want to do like mountains through a window, and then I want to have like stick figure ski guys that are just black, so they kind of look like shadows. I have a vision in mind for how I want that to look. I wanted a couple plants, and I'm wanting this one to be a little simpler than the space one, but still really impactful and very cute, and I just really want to bring this little chicken to life. So that's the plan for these 3D wallpapers. Let's jump straight into Blender and let's do the astronaut one. So this is me in Blender. The first thing I always do is delete everything and bring in my reference image so I actually know what I'm designing, because otherwise it can be really hard to just go off my own thoughts. I usually start my designs at the moment with a round cube because I just find the round cube makes everything easier. It just has the right geometry for all my characters. I started out with designing the little astronaut and bringing his little face to life. I did his cute little helmet. This is, I think, the second time I've designed like a spacesuit, so I knew what I was doing here and I didn't have to backtrack too many times on this. I went in and did a smile. I am trying to get better at doing like the facial expressions for my characters, but I feel like as I develop them further they'll get better. Did his little hands, and we're not doing fingers because fingers are really hard. We did fingers for the ramen guy and it took me like hours to work the hands, you know? He can work those out. Yeah, and then I went in to do the flooring and then also the background. This was a little tricky to work out how to actually make a window out of the plane because I wanted it to like slice through. So what I did was I extruded it, inserted it, and I inserted it again, and then I inserted it again, and then I right clicked, and then I turned the middle shape into a circle, and then I deleted those vertices. If that makes any sense. I don't know if that makes any sense. Once again, this is not a tutorial, this is just me showing how I design stuff and that I actually did it. Went in and did some piping for the wall because I want the wall to look really like spaceshipy, you know? So did all that and then started to do the bath. I brought in the frog from some of the other videos we've done, and then also decided to do some of the little planets. I've done this planet so many times now, but each time I do it, I love it. Also decided to give the frog like little space boots, and I wanted him to be like flying through space in the background. I just thought that's what he likes to do because I love that frog with his mouth open, and I just think, I don't know, his whole purpose in life is to fly through space. I think there's a storyline right now. I went through and made a little chicken because I thought she could be in the bath as well, and I also wanted her to be like sleeping on his head in like a little bed, but I love this little chicken. I want to give him a cute little storyline, and he also makes appearance in the next like wallpaper as well, so I think he's really going to develop as one of my favorite characters. I went in and texturized everything in the shading editor, so gave the wood like a wood-like texture using a Veroni shading node, and then went through through and also gave the planet some textures as well, colorized all of the cute little chickens, and then I was also going to do the spacesuit like silver. I've done silver and gold before, but then I accidentally clicked the rose gold and I was like, that's cute. And then I also clicked like the mint green and I was like, that's nice. So turned out the metallic on that, and I think the spacesuit looks very, very cute, and really sets the scene for this like really cute little astronaut taking a bath. Went through and put like little, like, they were round cubes everywhere because I wanted it to look like, I don't know, like little holes in the wall or like structure bearings, you know. Here I'm going through and adding in the stars. It's a very quick process for that, and then just played around with the scene so that everything was actually going to be in the picture. During this process as well, I usually just render it to see what is in frame and what I need to move around before I start adding in all of the lights. This is me trying to work out how to do bubbles, and I was doing it the way that I did the moss for the Jigglypuff video, but it just wasn't like exactly what I was looking for. I was looking for it to be more round, and here I used like a cloud like effect, but it was looking kind of too jelly and too strange. I went in and decided to stop doing all of those bubbles because they were stressing me out, and instead do some plants because I'm still trying to get better at plants. And here is me making cute little pots for the plants and bringing them in. I think I'm getting better at them. I'm getting better at using like the array modifier to actually make them so I don't have to like individually duplicate all the little leaves around. Went in and added some texture to the back wall as well, so it looked a little like silvery, and then also added a bath mat. This is me just going in and adding those little round cubes around everywhere, and then playing with the bath again. I wanted it to like look a little bit like wavy, so added in that texture. And then this is me doing the bubbles. I thought it was gonna be a lot harder than it was because I didn't think I'd be able to render it in cycles because I was like pulling the color from the world. I don't know if this makes sense. I'm not good at explaining, but I realized that the bubbles started to look kind of how I wanted it, but wasn't exactly, because I was trying to do like a blue effect on the side. So this is me just like playing around with the bubble to try and get that like right bubble effect. I will also like screenshot like the full like node like structure that I used for this so you can actually see it and use it if you want to use it, so that I don't have to explain every single node. But that's what the bubbles were looking like, and when they were rendered they really had that nice like blue and pink shine to them, so I was very excited about that. And then I just played around with them a little bit more and then put the bubbles everywhere because it's a bubble bath, and I just think like they really added so much to the scene, and I'm really glad that I got the bubbles done. It's so exciting, and then I just kind of floated them up everywhere. This is what we are looking like in Blender. This is the little scene. As you can see, I don't know what's happening like over this side, but just like ignore that. You can't see that in the shot. I don't know where to start. I'm so excited with all of this. Let me just like hide the camera. We'll start out with this beautiful plant. One of my goals at the moment is to like get better at plants, and so I've actually learned how to use the array modifier around an object, so that I can actually like create this effect, and it works very quickly and it works very well. So I'm really happy with how the little plants are turning out. I really like all the silver elements I added to this. It makes it look very space themey. Moving on to the bath mat, just like a nice textured bath mat because they're going to step out, their feet are going to be wet, they need somewhere to stand. This is the floor I made. I love the texture of it. I think it looks very wood-like, and I'm very impressed with how my wood flooring skills are going. This is the little bath. And it's also just like that kind of like tin look as well. We've got the little chicken sleeping on the astronaut's head. We've got another little chicken in the bath, and we also have the little frog in the bath. They're just all having a nice bubble bath. And then I have these beautiful little bubbles just like around here, and I am in love with them. They look so good, and I also love how the astronaut turned out. I love the like pink, like rose gold, and the beautiful like minty green colors together. He looks so good. I'm really happy with him. So very cute. This is the space scene outside. So we just have this little planet with lots of craters, and then this beautiful frog with little astronaut booties on. So he's just like flying through space. So very happy with how this one turned out. Let me show you what it looks like on my phone, and then I'll show you what it looks like rendered. So this is what it's looking like on my phone. And here's what it's looking like rendered. Wow! I'm so happy with how this turned out. Like, I just feel each week I'm like developing these characters even further, and like I love him. I think he goes really well with the first wallpaper I designed a few weeks back. And yeah, he looks so good. So I'm very impressed with that. Now I think we jump into doing the chicken background, which I'm very excited about. So once again, the first thing I always do is just delete everything, bring in that reference image so I know what I'm doing. I sound like I'm repeating myself, but it's what I do every time because it just makes everything so much easier. So I started doing the chicken. I used a round cube and then I used the mirror modifier so that each side can be identical, and I could just shape it the way I wanted. I was really excited about this little chicken holding his little hot chocolate with his little chicken friend in the mountains. I just think they're having a really nice time. I also feel like this might be the chicken from like outer space, but he wanted to like go back to Earth, go like ski in the mountains for ski season. You know, he has like a whole storyline and he's very cute. If you're wondering why I'm so good at making chickens, I say that I'm not actually, but it's because I did a 5-minute, 50-minute, and 5-hour challenge where I made these beautiful chickens. So that's why I pull them together quite quickly here, because I've made like 3 chickens now. So he's very cute. I also made a chicken in the first wallpaper I did earlier today. So he comes together very quickly. I did the flooring just like I did the space flooring, and then also put them in a little rug to stand on. Put in the little window, and I did this the same way that I did the window on the spaceship. And then I went in to do plants, because you know we're trying to get better at plants. So the more plants I put into my builds, the better I think they look, but also the better I get at making plants. So I really like doing them like spiraling up and then making the top like leaves smaller than the bottom leaves, so it actually looks like a plant. Then I made it a little plant pot and put in some little dirt, so it actually had somewhere to sit. And then I just placed it in the scene just there. Here I am going in to make the mountain scene in the background. And I really like how these little mountains turned out. They're very cute. I pulled down some little bits of snow, and then I just duplicated them around 3 times, so we had lots of different mountains up there. I went in and started to texturize everything just so that I could get an understanding of what it was all looking like, what we were missing, what we needed more of in the scene. Went in and did the same wood look for the flooring. I feel like I'm actually getting good at that now, which is very exciting. I love to like see my progression each week because it just makes me so giddy that I've actually been learning how to do 3D. So very happy with that. Here I'm just going in and making the hot chocolate, which is very cute, and this is the best part. This is me making those little stick figure ski guys, and I just made them out of a round cube and then just added like a subdivision modifier, gave them a black texture, and then placed them around the mountains, and I think they look so cute. They're like exactly what I envisioned in my brain, so very happy with how they turned out. I went in and made another little plant. Sometimes in the scenes they feel very 2D, so adding in like lots of different elements like around adds a lot more dimension to the scene. So this one I kind of wanted it to look like, I don't know, a succulent plant, and just gave it like a little stem there, put it in a little pot, and thought it started to look very good. Here I went in and decided to add in curtains because I thought the window actually looked like a photo frame and I wanted it to look more like a window. So I put little curtains in, put the little curtain rod in as well. So this is what we're looking like in Blender. So I'll just give you a little tour. Here's a little wood on the floor. I think the wood looks great. Did 2 little plants, gave them a nice like Veroni texture to them. So it just kind of brought out a lot of different colors. And then also added in this little one over here, which I think is more like a succulent than like a little like house plant. Here are our 2 little chickens, identical, holding their hot chocolates. They've had a like really fun day out on the mountain skiing. Now they just want to like sit inside, drink their hot chocolates, have a good day. So they're just chilling here. They're chilling on this like nice little warm little rug. And I would have added like a fluffy texture to it, but every time I add the hair modifier, it just like crashes my computer. So just pretend that it's fluffy. Here is the little window, and I'm really glad I added those curtains because it really makes it feel like a window. Added in that rail in the top as well, which I made gold because I just thought it was fancy. And then this is the little window. If you go through the little scene there, you can see the 3 little mountains. You can see these little ski guys. They're so funny, but they're like exactly like the quality that I wanted. I think they look really good in the background, which is really nice. Yeah, so this is the full scene, and then I just have all my lighting around. Let me now show you what it looks like on my phone. So this is what she looks like on my phone. Wow! It's very cute. Every time we make these little wallpapers, I just like I fall in love. I look at them all day on my phone and I just think they are so, so cute. So I had lots of fun making these 3D wallpapers today. I think they look so good on my phone. They also really complement the first ones I made, but I've just really developed those characters further. So just to jog your memory, these were the first wallpapers I made a few weeks ago. And these are the ones I made today. Both sets of these are available on my Etsy if you want to go and buy them. The link is in the description. So I really love doing these videos because it really helps me to develop my skills further and push me out of my comfort zone. And I'm really happy with what we did today, and I'm excited to make some more wallpapers in the future. If you have any suggestions for what you want the little chicken to do or where you want the astronaut to go, let me know in the comments and I will develop wallpapers based around that. But thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I will now see you in the next video.